Okay, so it seems like the VShojo situation has gotten even worse, and well, we have a pretty big update as it seems like VShojo are continuing to kind of like steal even more money from people. Well, not continuing to, but more stuff is being exposed by other VTubers that were a part of this group for them taking money, for them withholding money, and not giving money to their talent, whether that's for a multitude of reasons. And this time it's coming from a VTuber named Kson. Now, obviously, if you guys don't know, Kson has been very vocal about the whole Ironmouse situation, and if you don't know about the Ironmouse situation, you guys can go back and watch the video that I made on it. But essentially, Ironmouse, had a ton of money kind of held back from this agency due to, I don't even know what reason. There wasn't even a reason there. But essentially, they held back over $500,000 from charity and also money towards herself as well, which again obviously is extremely scummy, and she announced that she was leaving VShojo. And well, it seems like Kson is also leaving VShojo, as she announced in the stream that she did. But essentially she did this stream where she had a little thumbnail saying please answer VShojo, and yeah, as you can see here, it was about what, 2 hours long, I think 2-3 hours long. Again, it was a very long stream. It was an hour and a half. It felt very long listening to it. And obviously, yeah, she kind of talked a little bit in Japanese, a little bit in English, and she even brought on the VShojo Japanese CEO, which is very interesting because we haven't had any response from VShojo officially on their EN side. Again, the last post they made was some, re-upload about Project Melody. Again, that was the last thing they've said about this. They haven't said anything about this situation, apart from the Japanese CEO. Now, if you don't know, VShojo JP is slightly different to VShojo EN in the sense that it's run by, obviously, a different CEO over there. And I think it's run kind of differently, and they handle their own kind of stuff. Whereas, obviously, VShojo EN is the main branch, and essentially VShojo JP kind of fly the VShojo banner and just kind of, have a little bit more representation over there. And obviously, Kson is part of that as well as the Nova group as well, are also a part of that as well. And essentially, yeah, Kson brought on the VShojo Japanese CEO to actually explain what the hell is going on, because obviously she actually mentions in her stream the fact that she also hasn't been paid. She also hasn't been paid by VShojo. She has, apparently she's missing money from all the way back in September last year. So again, it's almost a year since, she has, even received any money from VShojo, which obviously can be absolutely terrible, for a lot of people that, this is the only income that they kind of get, and a lot of the income goes through VShojo. She still hasn't, received it. And she's been asking all of these questions to the, VShojo JP CEO, and he is there just kind of like very, kind of lost on what to say, because obviously, they've been caught. He was there just kind of going, yeah, I know, I understand. Obviously in Japanese, of course. And obviously, yeah, she was there trying to explain it and trying to translate to the audience as well, which I thought was a really good stream. You guys should definitely go support that. And also go, obviously, without that being said, obviously go support Ironmouse and her charity as well, going forwards. There was a couple of quotes and also obviously a couple of announcements as well that came out. This person did a really good job actually doing it. This is why I got this pulled up. They said, damn, so Kson was already planning on leaving VShojo at the end of July because they haven't paid her a significant amount of money either. Crazy shit happening over here. So again, obviously there's some crazy stuff going on over at VShojo, and essentially she also kind of hints at the amount of money. And obviously she hints at the amount of money being enough to buy a Ferrari. That's what she says. Obviously, she tries to make a couple of like jokes and, tries to be pretty lighthearted about it. And I think that's great. Obviously, she's trying to make a light out of a situation, trying to be a bit strong, which I think is great. But obviously, yeah, she makes the joke of, yeah, she could have bought a Ferrari with that money. And if you know how much a Ferrari is, it's in the hundreds of thousands. Obviously, she didn't specify what make and model, so we don't know exactly which one she's referring to and the valuation of it. But, your kind of baseline Ferrari is going for at least 100 grand, if not more. Obviously, it could go for way more than that. Which again is very scary to see how much money VShojo have been holding back and have been stealing from their own kind of talent. And as you can see with Ironmouse as well, holding over $500,000 towards charity is crazy, and it just keeps getting worse and worse. And obviously we keep going back as well. They say, I've been lied to from the company a lot about my situation. My payment stopped last September. I was asking what's going on for a long time, multiple times, and they said it's going to get paid. I was never paid, and I think I never will be. money. Obviously, yeah, that is from Kson herself in that stream. And I think, that's the same situation with Ironmouse and people like that. They were, people were persisting it, and they were saying, where's the money? Can we get the money? Like, where is it? Like, this is really weird. And obviously they're saying, yeah, you're going to get it. You're going to get it. And obviously, in some company cases, there is just the case where you just kind of mess up and maybe it's late by like a week or so or 2 weeks. But this is like almost a year. A year is like something seriously has gone wrong. And obviously a lot of what the Japanese CEO was saying towards Kson was that it was more of less of a nefarious thing, and that they, were trying to do anything malicious towards them, and more so just the staff weren't good enough. Which again, I mean, that could be the case, but either way, it is still absolutely horrible for any of these people involved, and it should have been fixed a long time ago, And I think that is a definite kind of, problem on the CEO's part and a lot of the people in charge's part to kind of get that working. Because if, the accountants and that at VShojo, because I'm assuming they have accountants that deal with the money and stuff like that, if they're not doing a good enough job within like the first 3 months or so, and it's been like 3-4 months and you're like, okay, these people aren't getting paid, I think it's time to hire a new one. I'm gonna be real. I think if they aren't doing their job correctly, you should notice that before it gets up to a year, almost a year of being unpaid. Again, absolutely crazy. And obviously they go, the reason why I waited so long to reveal this information and say I'm going to quit is if I say that, I thought they were going to not going to pay me the amount they owe, which was scary for me. So recently I decided, screw it, I'm leaving. And obviously, yeah, I'm sure this Ironmouse news obviously spurred her on to do that a little bit more. And I mean, yeah, Kson obviously officially announced the fact that she is leaving, and that she literally said on the spot, like, I quit. Like, whenever she was speaking to the manager, or the CEO, sorry, and she was like, hey, where is my money? Like, where is it at? And he's like, and she went, okay, you know what, I quit. And that's essentially how it happened. And obviously she even followed up after the whole interview thing saying, yeah, I'm quitting VShojo, like, right now. And obviously she's keeping her IP and everything, as VShojo do not own any IPs or any YouTube channels or Twitch channels. So again, if they tried to interfere with any of that, that also would be a big legal issue. She also said that she's not sure if she's going to do anything legally about it. Obviously, I think she should. And obviously she said as well that she didn't really want people prying into it. Which obviously, yeah, I think that's totally fair enough. It's a very, personal thing to be taking a company like that, especially for such a large amount of money to court. Because obviously, JP, they don't do suing and stuff very often. Suing isn't a very common thing that happens in Japan, and I think that, that happening is going to be pretty crazy if it does happen. And they definitely do deserve to be sued for this amount of money. And obviously as well, you can see the kind of manipulation and stuff that's been going on behind the scenes with how, Kson was saying it was scary for her, to like leave. There's a lot of kind of pressuring, and we also saw this with the Ironmouse situation, obviously, as well. She felt guilty, and she felt guilted into staying and into, keep on working with them, especially due to everything, that they've done for her. And, the same with Kson as well. They felt guilty, and they also felt scared that they weren't going to pay their money back. So they decided to keep on going, hoping that one day they'll get the money back. But obviously that never happened. And obviously, even, whenever she was talking to the CEO, the CEO was trying to explain the finances of the company to her. And he actually admitted the fact that the company, or VShojo JP at least, because obviously VShojo JP and VShojo EN are two separate companies, he explained the fact that VShojo JP was in a really good spot financially and that they weren't struggling. Obviously a lot of people have been throwing up a lot of kind of, I guess, theories towards like VShojo, especially EN, saying that maybe they didn't pay Ironmouse because they didn't have the money, they're in debt or whatever. Which, again, still isn't any excuse because, obviously the charity money went to them. They should just hand the charity money regardless of their, situation. But again, obviously people were speculating that maybe they were financially in trouble and that's why a lot of people aren't getting paid. But in the case of JP, they actually fully admitted that the finances are fine. They don't have any need to hold on to money or to keep it for a longer period of time. It was just that they didn't send it to her. And she even said to the CEO, well, can you pay it to me right now then? Like, where is my money? Can I have it right now? And he just went, oh, well, yeah. And they just kind of continued the conversation going forwards. He kind of dodged it, And obviously, Yeah, I mean, it's such a large amount of money being paid as well. I mean, obviously, some people would be like, oh, well, it is such a large amount of money, they can't just pay it instantly. But the thing is, it should have been paid a long time ago. They should pay it instantly because they're the ones that messed up, you know? Again, obviously, that was terrible. Obviously, saying, Holy Crap, man, she's getting the JP VShojo CEO on call right now. It said the JP VShojo CEO believes that the owed money to Ironmouse may have been used for operational costs. This is getting more insane. So the CEO, obviously, you know, this is the CEO JP, so he doesn't really know what is going on the EN side. I mean, he probably has some kind of ear into it, but what he says he believes is that it might have been used for operational costs. And saying this is getting more insane, bro. How can you just leave your massive talent in the dark about how charity money is being spent? Obviously, here is the kind of what do you call it? The transcript is saying today I must released. I'm leaving thing here. Oh, no, I don't think it's a transcript, but obviously, oh yeah, case. Yeah, here we go. She said that like you, she's owed money from VShojo, and that there was amount meant for a charity that VShojo did not pay on her behalf, amounting to over 500,000 USD. And then Kson said, to put it simply, that's embezzlement, isn't it? He said embezzlement. He said, well, the question becomes, where did the money go, right? And he said, that's true. I believe it may have been used for operational costs. It said, I haven't received any money from VShojo starting September last year, though. Kson, does operational costs refer to staff salary then? I said, can we call that embezzlement? Maybe about the donation money. Of course, I can only speak for the movement of money in the Japanese branch. Yes, obviously, you know, he can only kind of talk about the JP side of it, which he said the money was doing fine there. And obviously, I actually do appreciate, obviously, you know, VShojo has been absolutely terrible behind the scenes, but I do appreciate the fact that the CEO actually went on call with Kson to kind of clear up some things and actually confirm some things. I think that is definitely a positive side to it. But at the same time, he definitely did not do enough to ensure that these VTubers were getting enough money and were getting the money that they do deserve. Obviously, the Ironmouse thing is not really his fault, but for the Kson stuff, it 100% is. And even kind of dodging the questions now is extremely scummy. So again, obviously, they were kind of trying to think of a reason as to why, you know, this is happening over on Ironmouse's side. And yeah, it's very interesting. And a lot of this stuff is getting more and more insane. And obviously, there was a big kind of push as well from Kson being like, you know, are you getting paid? Is the CEO getting paid? Are the staff getting paid? Like, who is getting the money here? Because again, you know, it's just kind of disappearing into thin air and being like kind of called operational costs. Is it all just going to like one greedy CEO who wants all the money? Is it going to just the staff and then people with the talents aren't getting paid enough? Again, obviously, it's a big kind of problem and issue that people are looking up at. And obviously, yeah, she also just quit straight up. This is the transcript from it saying the amount handled by JP was much lower than by EN. Did you say VShojo JP itself was good? Yes, you haven't paid me. That's what it says on the main company's finance book, huh? Wait, so you know the JP talents were not being paid? Yeah, he said yes. That's not doing good then. So obviously he knew that the JP talents were not being paid. So for context, JP does not handle the finances on their own. So obviously, yeah, they get some kind of support from VShojo themselves. So again, that might be kind of partially due to some of the EN, I guess, kind of, you know, handling of the finances. So maybe it could be the same handlers that handled the Ironmouse stuff as well. Again, we don't know who it is exactly. So we were doing good comparing the money coming in to coming out. And then Kson literally just said, I quit VShojo today. And then Makeda says hi, which obviously is yes. It said, Kson said, I was planning on doing it on the 31st, but I'm doing it today. I quit. This is very wrong. They said, I understand. They said, you're telling me you could have paid me? He said, yes. Then where's the money? I want it now. And then he just goes silent. And then she's like, did you just die? Like, literally says that in English. Did you just die? And then he just goes completely silent. It's crazy. It's one of the weirdest things I've ever seen. So obviously, this is a CEO of, you know, the JP side of VShojo here, going completely silent from one of their talents, asking them, hey, can I have my money back, please? Can I have, you know, where is my money? Can I have it? And he's just going, well, you know, I mean, you can tell, you know, how much, you know, they don't want to give this money back to them, which is absolutely horrible. And I don't know, it's just like one of these things where essentially this information has come out and there's so much more information that will come out soon, and I'll cover all of it. As I said, you know, don't forget to subscribe and, you know, leave notifications on, because I will literally cover this, you know, as soon as it comes out. I'll keep you guys up to date as quickly as possible because, again, there's going to be more. There's, streamers going live soon, for example, like Michi and Henya, who have also said that they were going to go live and talk about that situation. Whether that's more kind of accusations of them, or I say accusations or exposés of them not paying them, or whether it's just them explaining their situation, we'll have to wait and see. But obviously, I'll keep you guys up to date with what's happening with that. And there's so many more reactions from different kind of streamers and people involved. For example, like Dog, who is heavily involved in Ironmouse's stuff. You know how many subathons he did, how many cyclothons he did to make that money. He did a whole stream which I want to cover as well and show you guys his overall reaction, including some legal action which apparently is being taken as well, which is very interesting to see. And obviously, yeah, there's even more kind of stuff from other people as well. I mean, I've got probably 7 videos on the back burner right now that I will be coming out over the next couple of days talking about the situation, because I want to, showcase everybody's kind of side of this. And obviously I want to show it as factually as possible. I don't want to kind of show you guys any theories or any kind of, random things that some schizo on Reddit thought up, because obviously that can really harm a situation whenever it comes to this kind of stuff. And, you need to take it from the people that are official. For example, like Kson talking to the VShojo CEO, and this is the information that we've gotten out of it. But again, if you see anybody on Reddit or Twitter trying to make stuff up about them, obviously, just ignore it. I mean, there's going to be many people trying to make up things. There's going to be many people trying to farm a lot of fake kind of news and things about this. But again, I will try and, obviously get as much factual information as possible so you guys can at least be involved in the situation without having to, well, I say involved in the situation, at least you guys can watch and engage in the situation with actual facts rather than some people speculating over on Twitter over some random kind of thing that they saw or maybe even made up. But again, that is the whole thing to do with Kson at the moment. As I said, I'll keep you guys up to date what is going on with VShojo in the future. Obviously, there'll be probably a video coming out tonight talking about the Henya live stream, which I think is the next one, which is coming up in a couple of hours' time. So again, I'll give you guys the whole summary and what kind of goes on with that, if there is any new news, because again, there could be even more news coming out, which sucks. And obviously, VShojo is definitely in the mud at the moment. I think, honestly, they are screwed. They're probably looking to file for bankruptcy right now. I'm going to be honest. But yeah, if you guys did enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a like. Go to GameSubs, use my code Kaza, get 10% off. Join the Discord as well if you guys want to. I'm going to stop promoting that a little bit more. So if you guys want to go over there and, support me, go over to the Discord, because again, I'm looking to build that up. And also there'll be pings for videos as well if you want to know more about this situation. And also there's been a lot of people talking about the situation in my general chat at the moment. So yeah, if you guys want to have a little discussion about that, go over there and check it out. But yeah, that's about all I got. And I'll see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.